Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like.
The challenge we've named it the Everest Highlanders Challenge, and the reason that we've called it the name Everest is the amount of climbing we're going to do is going to be the equivalent to what the height of Mount Everest is. The challenge itself is going to be incredibly tough. 5 days of lots and lots of climbing. Day one, for instance, is all these little climbs on the north part of Scotland that just are going to be relentless. So we start off in Wick over to Durness, and on day 2 Durness down to Allapool, which down typical west coast roads. It's got all these little stabby climbs in them that are just going to suck all the goodness out of you. Day 3 we're going from Allapool down over to Skye, Broadford we're going to. Again, more lumpy climbs all day really, so I think there'll be a few people feeling extremely tired by the time we get to Broadford, to then get back up again the next day to ride over to Port William. Last day is the home leg back into Inverness, which should in theory be the easiest day, but still got that big climb to deal with coming out of Fort Augustus.
I think the thing I'm most nervous about is getting to the top of these hills, and the fear of not being able to reach the top without falling off. You know, your legs turn to jelly. You know, just keeping focused and keep these legs turning to get you to the top. Previously, I've not been able to unclip and fallen off, you know, before I get to the top. But you know, fingers crossed, a bit more training this time round, and you know, keeping focused of the whole aim of the challenge and what we're raising the money for, and keep that in the back of my mind throughout, and just think, you know, it'll be worth it in the end. Get there to get the money in for the hospice. We were laughing out there today, and we're going to the stage, we're going, I don't know what I'm saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. You know, we couldn't get the words out properly because we're so cold. And I think you really have to work hard to keep that concentration on what you're doing, be aware of others around you, be aware of traffic, and you've got to keep focused, otherwise you become a danger to yourself and other people out there. So yep, your cold does affect the concentration.
I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. Races are coming your way, so forget all your duties, oh yeah.
The training requires a lot of dedication, and with just speaking to Kenny today, he suggests that I have to get up slightly earlier and go my turbo before my breakfast. But apparently it works. So that's been my training. And I've got to eat a little bit less and stop drinking. So the conditions today are horrendous to cycle in, absolutely horrendous. Cold toes, cold fingers, cold noses, it's awful. It's really hard. And then you've got the wind, and then you've got the hills and the slush, and you've got cars going past you, or lorries going past you, or pheasants going past you, or goodness knows what else. And yeah, it's a hard shift, and it can be a little bit lonely, and your legs get tired, and you get hungry, and bikes are not very comfortable. Bikes aren't very comfortable to go on, particularly when you've got a rather big bottom.
I hadn't cycled since I was 12 years old. My wife Alison was actually asked to do this initially, and she made up some excuse about having a bad back, and she says, but it's okay, Steve will do it. And so she told me that night about it, and of course I was thrilled. Well, I first became aware of the hospice just over 4 years ago, when my wife Alison's father and sister both passed away in that time. And it was, you know, I remember going into hospice and being aware of the whole attitude of the nurses, both to the patients and to the visitors, was just something that was just, you're in awe of. I think it's going to be great to know that, you know, we're doing all this training, we're doing all the hard work, but it's for a terrific reason, and to know that we've played one, very small part in this new build project that's going on. I think, when you see it up and running and you've played your part, I think that'll be great.
On your marks, get set, go!
The support from our own families whilst we're all out on the bikes training, my husband's moaning, you see more of the bike than you do of me. But again, they're very proud of what we're doing and supporting us throughout this, whether it's through our fundraising, our sponsorship pages. They know it's such a worthwhile cause, and we can only just keep spreading the message out there. Please donate, as much as you possibly can. Every little bit counts, and that someone somewhere will need that help one day, and just thank you and keep supporting us.